Women are tying their tubes for Trump. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, and there's a stupid article we have to look at news.com.au just, well, about the hysteria of some women in the United States because of the recent Trump election. I think they may have forgotten that he was president for some time, and the world didn't come to an end. If anything, the economy was doing a little bit better at that time. I'd argue probably just luck, to be quite honest, but we'll have to see what happens. Particularly this push for tariffs. It's really an old-school approach. We'll see. I mean, your knickknacks and crap may go up, but it may keep more money flowing through your country. What do you reckon? Anyway, let's check out this article because this is just, it's really sad, to be honest, and a little stupid. A little stupid. So, young women, including an OF model. This is what it's for. It's just so this person can get attention to their OF. No, they're not getting sterilized. This is actually a lying title. It's a lying title, okay? And blaming Trump for their decision. I mean, well written staff writers here. No one wants to put their name to it to generate this engagement piece. So let's look at this because there's a lot of bullshit here. Some American women are getting elective surgical procedures to render themselves infertile because Donald Trump won the election. Young women have chosen to make the radical move, said the fear a reproductive rights crackdown under the second Trump administration. Okay, removing your right to spawn camp your own child. Awesome. I'm for pro-life. I've got 7 kids. I've got one which has a genetic condition which is usually terminated here in most parts of the world. Which is kind of sad. You don't see any of the Down syndrome kids running around like you did back in the 80s. Because they've cured it, guys. They've cured it. It's frustrating. We're going back to eugenics. A number of women, including an OF model, opened up about their decisions to Newsweek. They said they were turning to invasive, irreversible medical procedures to ensure their reproductive freedom remained untrodden upon. I swear, are people this stupid? They probably are. Honestly, they probably are. You don't need to be smart to be a online OnlyFans girl, do you? Eden Ixora, 25 of Florida. Now look how young she is, who creates content for OF, told the publication, "For me, the idea of getting pregnant is worse than death." She's 25. There is no doctor in the world that will be stupid enough to sterilize a 25-year-old as a elective procedure. They're too young. They're not sure. They'd regret it if they changed their mind. Thinking back to my university days, I was friends with a girl there. She's studying architecture, full-on goth, never wanted to have kids. Oh, I hate kids, never want to have kids. What do you think happened when she hit 30? Became a mum, pumped out the kids. Yeah, we're all slaves to our hormones. You grow out of this bullshit, okay? This is why you grow out of leftism too. It's so odd to see someone old with those childish mindsets. Same thing here. They'll grow out of it. A doctor would be insane to sterilize someone. And this is just an ideological... This is extreme Trump derangement syndrome combined with wanting to get attention. Attention seeking. They're going to love the fact when Trump's in. All the media will love him. They'll finally be able to write articles again, hating him. And he can just get along doing his politics. And we'll see what happens. She said she was making plans to have a bilateral salpinectomy, a procedure in which her fallopian tubes would be removed. So that she's not even getting them tied, she's getting them removed. Why the hell would you do that? I guess, honestly, you don't want a mother who's an OnlyFans model. This is probably a good thing she's doing for her future kids. Could you imagine those kids getting teased in the playgrounds? Oh, boy. Because once it's online, it never goes away. For me, it was a call to action. Oh, yeah, she's thinking about it. We'll see if it happens. I need to get this locked in so I don't have to live in fear that at any moment some random guy can completely destroy my life, she said. Okay. I mean, don't women have agency? The spawn camp, addressing the spawn camp issue, it's now been moved to a state level. It's not even a federal issue anymore. So just move to a state where you can spawn camp all you want. Go to California then. Go on. They'll love your OnlyFans lifestyle. Well, she's from Florida. That's what it is. She's going to have to move. Oh, boo-hoo. I don't understand this generation, guys. I'm definitely too old now. For me, the idea of getting pregnant is worse than death. I'm doing what I can to protect my rights. I'm choosing me. What an entitled, self-centered nutcase. So, Lydia, 28 from Texas, also said she was considering the procedure. See, they haven't gone through with it. They're just thinking about it, getting media attention. Because of Trump. I mean, shit, come on. Well, I don't know what people think about in the bedroom, but they shouldn't be thinking about their politicians. Come on. Remember when, what was it, Costello said, one for mum, one for dad, and one for the country? I mean, what's going to happen? Because, to be quite frank, long-term, everything comes back to birth rate. Most Western countries and a lot of Eastern countries are below replacement birth rate. Look at South Korea. It's dismal. Look at Australia. We're below it. And not everyone is like me and is having a tribe. We've got 7 kids. And while it can be extremely enjoyable and fulfills your life, it can be exhausting too, but that's with any type of children. And the fact I'm working a lot. It's definitely worth it, having a family. But you don't realize that until you have a family. I mean, look at this shit, what this woman's talking about. She's probably making coin, extracting money from simps. I wonder if that's going to be a fulfilling life. She's looking to mutilate herself to ensure the continuation of her lifestyle. But she's only young. This is the thing. You're young and dumb. You don't realize what's really important. Particularly when your looks fade. But this is why you're going to continue to see government of all colours and all stripes ensuring our population continues to grow in Australia due to migration, because our birth rate isn't high enough. Eventually, then you'll see changes. Wait till we see more countries adopt policies like Hungary to incentivize families to have births. We now have that shared equity scheme that's come in here in Australia. It shouldn't be tied to just buying a house. It should be tied to families. It should be if mum and dad fund them for a house purchase, fully up. Every kid they have, 25% cut off the mortgage instantly. You have to stay together. If you get divorced, within 20 years' time, you owe the money back to the government. Unless there's extenuating circumstances. Now, that would be a rather conservative policy, and it moves against a lot of, well, let's just say where the trend is in modern times. But if birth rates get to such a drastic level and countries are competing for population, you're going to start to see policies like that appear. I mean, I would like it because then I'd get nearly 2 houses now free. Wouldn't that be awesome? So if I'm denied any rights for the next 4 years or more, I will not give them up without a fight. Oh, they think they're fighting. They think they're fighting. She plans to have her fallopian tubes removed. I mean, this is just a sign that people need mental health treatment. They need therapy, counseling, if they are so fearful. Or I wouldn't blame it's the media establishment and the Democratic Party in the US pushing a particular narrative. They thought women were going to come and vote against Trump because of abortion rights. Now, here we go. Here's the difference. We're finally talking of someone who is old enough to get this procedure. An identified 39-year-old who has just gone ahead with the procedure said she felt she had no choice after the election results. I mean, this is kind of kind of a bit of a joke, to be honest. At 39, you're getting close to the end of your reproductive period. She could even be perimenopause or menopausal even at that age. So a doctor is going to have no qualms about sterilizing someone that old because they're not going to come back and want to have kids in 5 years' time. If they are, it's kind of game over already then. You're pushing it too far, really late. This is one thing that we need to, the older women need to educate the younger women about the time frame you have, your fertility window, how every year, even your fertile portion of the month, it reduces. When you're young, in your early 20s, you may have days, a week, even when you're fertile. When you get up to 40 years old, it may just be one day during the month when you're fertile. So, this is not news. You're 40 years old, okay? You're past your reproductive prime. And I'm speaking as someone who is past 40. I'm not happy that I felt forced into a surgery. I do not want to alter my body. I feel like the election tied my hands and forced me to be sterilized. This is horrible, she said. This is just insane. This is the ramblings of an insane person. Do they really have no idea? It just shows you the impact media has on people. It really does. They believed it. They thought their rights are going to be taken away. Hopefully the only difference will be your petrol might get a bit cheaper. And RFK Jr. will finally address the shit diet that most Americans eat. That'd be great. They change every school lunch to just a T-bone steak and a chunk of butter every day. That'd fix America real quick. Another woman who said she and her husband both never wanted children. Okay, well, fine, there you go. Preemptively scheduled her appointment to be sterilized in October, claiming she was fully planning to cancel the surgery after the election, assuming Kamala won. Why? They just want to be able to spawn camp. I don't... Your perspective on this might change once you actually have a child. When you hold a baby in your hands, particularly after, I've been through many births as an observer, an advocate for my wife, and often, every time, you'll do skin to skin with the dad while they check out the mother right at the end of the birth, where all her adrenaline is coming down. She's in a lot of pain. Maybe not even wants to go near the baby yet until she's had time to sort herself out. And you're sitting there with the baby on your skin, warming it up, keeping it up, and seeing this little tiny face and hands covered in goop looking at you lovingly, or not looking at you lovingly, gurgling on you. It changes your perspective. Really, the opinion of these people it's sadly they're missing out a big part of life. That's what it is. You're missing out on a really big part of life. Children are not the pain in the ass the media portrays. There really is this push to almost replace populations, huh? Feels like it. Oh, well. In describing her choice to Newsweek, the woman used language that suggested the elective surgery was... No, it wasn't forced upon her. That shows you she has some issues she needs to deal with. This poor woman. 39 years old, come on. This is just attention for OnlyFans, I think, for this woman. With Trump's victory, we quickly learned that my choice to cancel the surgery had been taken from me. She said, no, it hadn't. You're making things up in your head. These people are nuts. This isn't a wanted procedure, but one of necessity due to the politics and subjugation coming up. Shit. This is we need mental hospitals as well for these people again. This is just they're using the internet as community care. That's all Tumblr is. That's what half of Reddit is. On a post on the child-free subreddit. So child-free. Oh, that's some... about the Newsweek article, women were lauding their decision to get sterilized as young as 21 years old. Oh, come on. What doctor would be insane enough to sterilize someone 21 years old? That is just utterly insane. I think they're talking bullshit. Some throwing around extreme claims now rooted in reality. No, they're not. When will you pass law that what? Reddit, guys. It's the mirror image of 4chan. I want to get sterilized so bad, but I don't have the money, and I don't want this procedure to come up on my parents' insurance, lamented another. This is a child. This is a child. They don't even have their own insurance. You'll grow out of it. You will grow out of this desire. Don't do anything stupid. This is the danger of doctors sterilizing these young women, and then they'll come back in 10 years' time wanting to sue them. This is unethical. Other women are coping with Trump's dominant election win with good old-fashioned sex strike. Oh, that 4B garbage. Yeah, sure. Across TikTok and X, there's been a surge of videos of women aligning themselves with the South Korean feminist protest movement known as 4B, in which participants eschew the 4 no's. Having sex with men, giving birth, dating men, or getting married to men. Okay, so what? They're becoming lesbian? Is that what it is? It's modern times. No one cares. Others have even taken to shaving their heads. Who doesn't shave their heads? In an attempt at signaling some sort of vague anti-patriarchal sentiment or encouraging their viewers to dump their Trump-supporting husbands or boyfriends. As I said, the internet is being used as a massive group therapy session for some of these people. Hopefully they'll grow out of it. We've all done stupid stuff. The movement has been wildly mocked online, with some, including women, questioning participants' sincerity, their sanity, or calling their behavior attention-seeking and cringe. Yeah, that's what it is. Perfect. Evolutionary dead ends cutting their own branches off. Sounds like they need lobotomies instead. Nothing's as defeated like eliminating yourself from the gene pool. Well, no, they're just adopting traditional values. They're not having sex outside of marriage. Awesome. Aren't they just doing what the conservatives want? So yeah, let's keep going. Soon to be First Lady, famously made such a staunch supporter of abortion rights, known in the clip. Yeah, whatever. Individual freedom is a fundamental principle. Meanwhile, number of abortions since Roe versus Wade has actually ticked up. Yeah, it's just a state issue. It's not a federal issue anymore. These people are too stupid to know what's even happening in their own country. Let's have a bit of a chat about this one, guys. Now, I obviously have my own personal bias, but I also have about 20 years experience on the people that are talking in this article, and I've seen the exact same sentiment play out in my own life with colleagues and friends that I've lived with, that I've known, that I've gone to university, worked and studied with. Don't do anything rash. Don't be stupid. But you've got to remember, countries are going to start competing for people. You need to take a step out, look at the big picture. We can laugh and feel sad and sorry for some of these nutcases that are wanting to get their fallopian tubes removed because of a Trump election win, of all things. I mean, shit, he'd have to be living rent-free in their head for that. And you know what the conservative answer should be? Have an extra kid just for Trump. Breed the woke. But long term, in all seriousness, countries are going to be competing for people because our birth rates aren't at where they should be. So just bear that in mind. And don't do anything rash. Have kids. They don't cost as much as the media says. It's all a bullshit lie. Okay? Seriously. Take care. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye for now.